Think back to last Friday when you closed the laptop, walked out of the office for the weekend. Did you feel energized, accomplished, or simply exhausted? Over 65% of people today feel exhausted at the end of the week due to meetings, planning meetings, doing follow-up, doing email, busy work. My goal is to impart to you over the next 25 minutes some ideas and new perspectives to shift out of being busy to being effective in delivering real outcomes that make a difference. Over the past 20 years, I've worked with leading executives in Adobe, Cisco, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and others, and have found some patterns of the people that are consistently meeting the targets and those that are just simply busy. And those I have built into a framework called PEACE, starting with purpose, exploration, action, collaboration, and empowerment. And in this session, I will share with you the reasons that we fall into the busyness trap, doing things, as well as how female executives are using PEACE to deliver real outcomes. And finally, I will leave you with some techniques, statements, and questions that you can ask daily to ensure that you're truly delivering business impact now into tomorrow. Our one most valuable, irreplaceable resource today is time. How you invest it will determine your success now into the future. So let's look at why we as people tend to fall into the busyness trap. The short answer is we're human. And as humans, we are wired through our brains to behave in certain ways. Now, our brains have this large capacity called the prefrontal vortex that allows us to be creative. It allows us to think big, think differently, asking questions. What if? Why not? Why do we have to do this? It's what a lot of times we see with young kids with all the questions they ask. Now, honestly, that can be a little bit tiring for the human body, which is why we also have this thing called a substantia nigra in the back of our mind that is there to monitor and regulate how we use our energy. The substantia nigra likes repetition, patterns, routines, because following those doesn't require so much energy. That's what causes us to like clear check marks. What are the 5 things I need to do this week to check off I'm done? It also gives us that little shot of dopamine when we check them all off, that it's all finished. Throw away the to-do list and I'm off for the weekend. But dopamine, just like sugar, is short-term. By the time you get home, that dopamine has worn off and you sit and say, wow, that was one heck of a week. I'm exhausted. So how do you, with that wiring, get out of the busyness trap? Starts with mindset and shifting from an activity, checking things off, doing things mindset to an outcome mindset. Let's look at what this might mean in the real world. Activity mindset. I attended all the meetings. I was there. I've got the notes from it. Versus the outcome mindset is, what did I accomplish? I got the team aligned on this new project goal. I might have done it in 1 meeting, or I might have done it in 15 meetings. It doesn't matter. I achieved the outcome. It's not how, it's what you achieved. I responded to all of the customer requests. That's a good thing. However, it's even better when you hear back from customers, we actually achieved our goal as a result of the implementations from NTT data. That's a much better thing. You check things off the list, but did you actually deliver a project, an end result? And yes, you have a great committee that's working on the partner event, but it's much better when you can say, that partner event was the best ever. It exceeded expectations. Shifting from activity to outcome is not easy, but it takes taking a step back and being strategic in how you invest your time each and every day. When people come to you with more things that need to be done, fires that need to be fought, just simply say, yes, I could help, but let me think about this for a minute. What is the purpose? What's most important? To give yourself space before jumping into the do, space to think about what might the outcome look like. That moves you beyond the busyness trap to a place where you can actually achieve outcomes with peace. We all know those people. The people that just always kind of seem put together, and they achieve the goals, they get the successes, they get all of the likes and lauds. What makes them different? One element is often that they have learned to move beyond doing to delivery. And they often ask in meetings with their manager, what is the outcome we really need to achieve? Now, one of the people that I've worked with over the last 15 years is one of those people, Marla Sharma, who is the VP General Manager of the Digital Media Group within Adobe. And 10 years ago, she was clearly on the road to success, leading the business unit that was 70% of Adobe's revenue, year over year growth in income, growth in customer base. Life was good. But then suddenly, competition came into the market. Customers wanted new and different tools. They wanted mobile applications. They wanted to integrate Canva with Creative Cloud. Revenue plummeted. And as you can imagine, her leadership team and the board and the CEO were adamant. Do something, do something. Form a task force. Talk to all of the salespeople. Hire new salespeople. Discount. Get something going. Get activity moving to drive revenue up. But Mala said, I need a day to think this through completely, and stepped away. And during that day away, she pondered the Adobe mission. Enable creativity for all. Help people to be more creative and deliver digital experiences that can take them beyond where they are today, to unlock that prefrontal vortex of their creativity, moving beyond day to day. And she went back and sat down with her team and shared that vision and said, what is it that we need to do right now in today's current market business environment? What do we need to do at this moment in time to deliver better creativity that will enable our customers to do more? Now, everybody had an idea, but instead of just simply saying, let's pick one randomly, or let's try everything, Mala said, let's go out over the next 2 weeks, have all of us talk to our customers and understand from them what they see as most important to enable their creativity. And after 2 weeks, they came back together and chose, based upon the amount of request, they chose one feature to get started with. One feature, 1 week development, implementation, and then going back and talking with customers, collaborating amongst themselves to determine what really worked here to enable creativity through digital experience. Based upon that, what else do we need to do in order to take this further? What might we add to or subtract from? Ultimately, once this was successful in 6 months of turning new customer revenue into results, empower more. Let's take it to other business units. And it paid off, continuing the trajectory upwards towards the outcome of a successful business, enabling creativity. Another of my clients, Barloworld, industrial company based in South Africa, came to me at the end of a keynote I did at Euro Treasury saying, good news is we have a great digitalization strategy that the board has given us a mandate and given us a ton of budget to put in place. Knowing that I'm from Silicon Valley, they asked me to take a look at it, which I did, gave them a bit of feedback, and didn't hear anything for 18 months. Then I got a call from Layla, the treasurer that I'd met at Euro Treasury, and she said, we've got some challenges. We've spent a lot of time, 18 months, 35 or more people that are part of this task force, a lot of money on consultants, and there's been at least 95 task force meetings, reviews, etc. And we're still not seeing any business impact from our digitalization. So, let's think about this. And I asked her, I said, Lila, what is the outcome that you're trying to get to? And she said, well, digitalization. We need to put a digitalization strategy in place. I said, no, that's not a business outcome. That's a how you get to it. Let's identify the result that you're trying to get to, which was customer satisfaction. We need to have happier customers. That we can work with. So let's get together now and think about what specifically drives and defines customer satisfaction. Are they simply happier? Or is there something that we're doing differently within Barloworld that creates that happiness? And we found quality and speed were the most important things. And there was a theory that AI would be a driver for that. So, said, great, that is tangible. How can, in a short period of time, a matter of 3 weeks, how could we test AI actually improving quality and speed? We put a plan in place. And we said for 1 month, Copilot will be used for tracking defects on one type of equipment. Start small. Start with one area, one tool, one objective. At the end of that month, we came back together, celebrated that it worked. We actually found 15 defects that would have otherwise gone to customers creating problems. We found them and corrected them. Customers were happy. So now how can we roll this out in other places? Ultimately, in 6 months, Lila was recognized and awarded for having achieved digitalization that pays off through using the tools to improve customer satisfaction, not just through digitalization. Start with the business challenge. What is it that you're really trying to achieve in the business? And then determine how, through exploring, acting, trying, and then collaborating, how you can get to that purpose, if you will, or the real challenge. Stay out of the busyness trap. Use peace to deliver outcomes. And you can do that immediately in your business tomorrow through keeping your company's mission front and center. Accelerate customer success. As you get tasks thrown at you, how is this impacting customers? Is it doing something different to impact society? Is it giving us more responsible, innovative solutions? Ask questions. You can shift from activity mindset to outcome mindset by always starting every initiative and every day, I would say, with what do I really need to achieve here? What's most important? And exploring before you jump in, taking the action that your substantia nigra says is the easiest. Ask, what's most important now? How can we deliver the outcome? And act small. In Silicon Valley, we say you can't boil the ocean. Based upon the outcome you need to achieve, what's most important, the best way to get to that, take the first actions. Take the first small steps. And you're not on an island. Collaborate. Get input from others. What have they learned? How have they achieved the outcome? And how can you build that into your own approach? By moving slowly with purpose, clarity, small actions, collaboration, you ultimately become an example and a role model of an outcome-driven person that truly delivers business impact through starting with the purpose, exploring, acting with intent, collaborating, and empowering. So that at the end of a day or the end of a week, when you close the laptop, leave the office, you are in a better position to leave with that sense of accomplishment. And by doing so, you're empowering others around you to also leave with accomplishment. I look forward to hearing what you accomplish as you deliver the outcome within NTT data over the next months. Thank you.